Here we are. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Sacred Sunday. My name is Christopher. I'm one of the directors and educators here at Yoga Farm Ithaca. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to sharing the goodness of yoga, of Qigong, of meditation to all who are interested in studying. On Sunday mornings, I get to share healing Qigong. You can see on my shirt, which is a gentle movement practice that's designed to open the flow of energy throughout your whole body, to stimulate and receive fresh energy from nature and from the air around you, and to stretch and move in all the ways to work out the kinks so that you can move into your day feeling great, full of vitality, full of enthusiasm, inspired to live your very best life today. So if you haven't already, have a few sips of water before, during, and after. It's important to be hydrated, and we hydrate the air around us by opening a window to the outside. Let in a little bit of that fresh, natural air, and then come to stand. You're welcome to have a chair nearby for stability for some of our moves, and also perhaps at the end for a short meditation. Otherwise, you won't need any special props or equipment, just yourself and your willingness to explore what's new and what's here for you today. You can start rubbing your hands together. Sometimes in our movement practices, powerful thoughts and strong emotions can arise one way or another. Let those move and flow just like in the natural world, the weather systems and patterns move and flow. They live their life and they move on afterwards. So let everything come up that's there to come up. And if at any point you can rub the backs of your hands, if at any point there's anything that I suggest and invite you into that you'd prefer not to do or that causes pain in any way, then please give it a pass and wait for what's next. Now let those hands start to shake and let the shoulders start to shake as well. And let the hips move up and down so the heels lightly bounce on the floor, the ground beneath you. Turning to the side as you shake, take a deep breath in and shake, shake, shake. Today we'll explore one or two from the 8 trigram nature Qigong. We're preparing a in-person program for the July 1 and 2 weekend this summer. So that's been my immersion for myself, are in the 8 trigram forms. I think you'll love them. And let the feet become a little bit wider, and let's go ahead and let this turn into knocking on the door of life. Letting those hands tap around your body, especially that point right at the middle of your lower back, where your lumbar curve is the furthest into your body. Give that a little wake up. Let the feet be even wider apart as you continue, and a little side to side movement, stretching out the hips as well. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And then slow it down. And then let your hands become even slower as they drift through the space around your body. And then notice as your hands Let your feet be comfortably apart. Notice as your hands slow down that there's an aliveness to them that perhaps you didn't notice before. As you breathe in, notice your core center. And as you breathe out, bring your attention to your hands. Breathe in, notice your center. Breathe out, attention into the hands. And then as you inhale, let the hands come up in front of you. So what we'll do here is open to the back, turning the thumbs towards the sky and then behind you. And then wrap yourself in a hug, rounding your back and coming up on your toes. And then inhale, open, look forward or up, and exhale, round, and tippy toes, lift the center of your back to the ceiling. At your own breath, moving within a comfortable range for you. If you'd like, you can change the cross of your hands, which is on top. And relaxed. Give it a little shake. And let the shoulders loop up and around and back down. Let your face relax. This is how we practice being in the present moment. It's not all that mysterious. And when we have the time for practice, we can start making choices around this. Okay, so we're using the body, the feelings in the body, whatever they might be, as a way to hold on to the attention. Let's have this be interesting, as if today's your first day in this body and you don't really know how it works or what it feels like. So you're going to explore. You can tilt the head to one side and curl the fingers up towards your ear, stretching out the back of the forearm. The other hand, you're stretching the other side of the forearm. This is a meridian opener. So we go to the other side. We curl the fingers up, exploring the back of that arm. And the other hand is palm down, fingers pulling up towards you so you're feeling the inside of that arm. So go back and forth at whatever pace feels good to you without any strain at all. Good. And then start to let the head be a little more intelligent for the neck. So a little forward or a little back will completely change where and how this is in your neck. So give that a little exploration. Or make tiny little circles with your chin. We're seeking to find the places where we're holding tension and just to allow those to open. Anywhere you're holding tension is limiting the flow of energy. And when the energy can flow freely, your body's natural healing capabilities can work optimally. All right, and relax. Turn your head left and right. Just see if you inadvertently created a different place of tension, looking up and down. And bring the hands up and smooth out the eyes and the cheeks and the nose. Smooth out the skin. Okay, so we're gonna make some sounds. This one's called throwing out the trash. So each time we throw out the trash, we'll make a different sound, like ha, or any kind of sound you'd like to make. Now, if you're in a space where that can be a little bit of a louder sound, that might be nice. You can also make it soft or even at a whisper. However, it's important to vibrate the vocal cords to move energy out the mouth. And then what we'll do is inhale, come up on the tippy toes, lean up and back, and then exhale, bend the knees deeply, sweep the arms to the ground, laying the body across the thighs and making the sound. So it goes like this, way up and back, inhale, and exhale, ha, and inhale, up and back, whoo. Do about 10 of these, making a different sound each time. Shoo, sweet. Big breath in, lean back. Then the knees deeply up and down. We're letting off a little steam here. Hey. Ah. Swing. Try to make a weird sound you've never made before. Sway. And relax. Good job. And now, two-gate breathing. Breathing in, attention to the navel. Breathing out, attention to the palm of the hand. Whew. Okay. Can you feel a difference? It was like 5 minutes of practice. The body's starting to hum a little bit. All right, we'll do a new one for the spine. This one's called the wave. So the idea with this one is we're tilting the pelvic floor and we're creating a cranial sacral connection through the whole back. So it might help to start with a hand right below your navel and then the other hand right on your sacrum. So they're kind of together. And then you tilt the hips forward. No, you tilt the hips back so that the knees bend. And then you bring it forward and let the chest come up and then the head lifts at the end. So play with it a little bit. Keep bending the knees as you need to and use those hands to guide the pelvis forward and back and let the wave move all the way up your spine with a natural movement of the neck. So it's not an extreme neck move. Nature moves in waves and spirals and pulses. So in healing Qigong, we're looking to connect with the pulses of energy in our body and to encourage them in a way that's natural. Let your breath be natural. Good. And then step the feet close to each other. Inhale the hands out to the side, reach up maybe on the tippy toes, and then exhale, scan the front of your body as your hands come down. And then as you pause, feel what's pulsing. And then when there's an impulse to move, step open to one side and step the other foot a little wider apart and start to bend the knees as the feet turn out a little to line up with the knees, keeping your gaze forward, warming the thighs and the hips. Keep those shoulders down and back. Start to think more about the pulses of energy than about the breath. So in yoga, a lot of times there's an emphasis on moving with the breath. And we do move with the breath. There's definitely a natural inhale and exhale that makes sense. And yet we're looking for a more subtle layer of experience, that of the energetic impulses. When is it good to move? When is it good to stay? Let's do a little twist from the bent knee position, looking over one shoulder, steadying yourself on the knees, and then go the other way. And then let's dangle here. So from the middle, now the heels go wider out and then melt forward, bending the knees as much as you need to touch the floor or using your chair if you're using that for stability today. And then nod your head gently yes and no so that it's released. Your gaze is behind you. Let your body melt a little bit more. How little can you grip and hold in the upper body, especially the head and the neck, as you breathe and gaze behind you. Keep pressing down in the heels. That's your stability here. And straighten the knees just to that point where there's good stretch there. And then breathe. And then bend your knees to roll up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Inch the feet in so that you can step them in. And then when that impulse is there, the hands float up. And then as they slide down the front with the fingers separated, feel your center. And then let the hands relax and the shoulders relax. And pause to feel the effects of this practice. Attention to the center on the breath in. Attention to the palms on the breath out. Now we're breathing in and out through the nose to contain the energy that we're developing. See if that quiet ocean breath, that little closing off of the throat, is interesting to you. And stay present to your experience. Feel the energy pulsing in your body today. And step the feet a little wider apart. We'll do this newer 8 trigram separating heaven and earth, or earth and sky. So bend the knees a little so you're a little bouncy, and start to explore that there's a kind of magnetism between your hands, that when your palms are facing each other, there's almost a little attraction or repulsion, just like when you were a kid and you were playing with magnets. Okay, so the energy that is in your body is all around you and all throughout you, and it's always weaving and flowing and pulsing. And in our healing Qigong work, we start to learn to be a little more active participants of this, eventually developing the ability to utilize it more intentionally for healing. So here we are. So at the closest point, the hands are right in front of that spot below the navel. And then they also open up. So the bottom hand is right about at the pubic bone, and the upper hand is at the heart. So this is the kind of range that we open into and close here. Then for the move, there's an inhale as the hands come apart, and then they both turn and press apart. And that lower hand, the shoulder comes forward. Okay, so let's just do that move. So it goes from a little ball, and then we start to expand. And when we reach the edge, we turn the palms, press them apart, and bring the shoulder in and start to bend the knees as well. So you're in kind of a high horse stance. And then with an inhale, now we're scooping energy in. So this is the sky. And then we reach forward. Now both hands turn up, and it's like, imagine you can gather something precious from the earth. And then you come to rise. And then the hands turn towards each other, and here's that compression. And now we're on the other side. So the hands separate, one palm up, one palm down. And then reach forward, both hands scoop up like you're holding something. And then inhale, exhale, press the hands apart. Inhale, gather it in, bending the knees. Exhale, and now we're like compressing and mixing. Do a few on your own, just play with it. If you're getting a hold of the breath, there's a breath in, breath out. There's 2 cycles. Start with the inhale as the scoop. Exhale, compress. Inhale, separate. Exhale, reach the palms apart. Inhale. Bend the knees as much as you need to keep your back safe here. Don't take this in your back. Let your thighs do some work here. This will feel kind of intense in your thighs. You can look up or forward and really let that separation reach all the way through your body. And when you feel like that's good, Pause for a moment with those palms facing each other and see what it's like to bring your attention between your hands. Be curious. What's there? And then step the feet in towards each other. And here we collect the chi, reaching up. And then coming down. And relaxing the hands and the shoulders completely. And then our breathing. Through the nose. Let your awareness be expansive, encompassing your whole body, the space around you, and the whole world. Notice everything. And then there'll be an impulse to move, and so let that happen. Relax. There's a place where it feels really good to stand, and then at some point, it's almost as if tension starts to build again because it's time to move again. There's this interplay between movement and stillness on the body and in the subtle energy as well. That is the playground of this Qigong work. Shake it out. All right. So let's do that one that's called Retrieving the Moon from the Sea. This is another one that develops strength and concentration. Today has some strength building components in it. And again, look for where that energy is of keep going versus take a pause and see when that's legit in the energy body versus in the mental body. So the mental body will say, this feels like work, let's stop. That's different than the energy body saying, we're good, we're topped up, and it's moving from flow to tension in the actual body. So get curious about that. So the feet are a little wider than hip width apart, and let the breath be however you'd like here. The idea is that we're using our hands to scoop. Imagine you're standing in, a few inches of water at a lake or somewhere that you'd like to be, and that the moon is reflecting in the water in front of you. And let that scene of nature, of the lake and of the moon and the reflection also nourish you. You can bring nature in even when we're indoors. And then we scoop the moon up, looking up like we're holding it up to the sky, leaning back slightly, and then coming down and forward, bending the knees very deeply so the fingers maybe brush the water, and they come behind. And then bend the knees and straighten the knees as you come up, and exhale when you're leaning back. You can take more than one breath and let the back bend be an exhale. This protects your back. Only lean back a little. Your back will get plenty. If you're doing it in one breath, it's a exhale back and inhale down. And it's fine to take a few breaths and go slow. So we'll do this as we have two different timed exercises. So we'll do this one for 3 minutes. Start whenever you're ready. You're already started. So you're getting bonus time. And firm yourself to do this for 3 minutes. Just going to happen. Unless, of course, the tension, the energy, the body say, that's enough. And then you always honor that. Focus. Notice your whole body. I just interlaced my fingers once because my upper back wanted to release in a way. So, and then now back to the main exercise. There's a curve in the whole arms, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. There's a curve there. About a minute left. Make sure you bend the knees a lot on the way down. And you bend the knees a little on the way back. And then for the last few here, can you really connect with nature? Imagine this moon is in the sky, and then the moon is reflected in the water. And let this one be your last. Step the feet comfortably apart. When the impulse is there to let the hands float up, they do. The hands float down, and turn all your attention within. Breath to your center on the in-breath, and breath to the palms of your hands on the out-breath. Relax your face. Feel the pulsing in your hands and your arms, in your neck, maybe even in your feet. And relax. Now let the body just start to move side to side, rolling the shoulders back, rolling the hips. Let's do some rotations here, bringing the hands to your lower back, and then start to make some small circles with the hips. We'll use this as a release. And the hips are spiraling outward. Let this feel delicious. Once the hips are all the way on the outer circle, keep this same direction and bring them back in now. Smaller, smaller circles, spiraling inward. And then at the smallest circle, the hips are just moving and tilting And then go the other direction. Small circles, spiraling outward. Steady breath through the nose. Larger and larger circles. And once the circles are full-sized, keep going in the same direction. Circles start getting smaller. And then the hands to the side, feet comfortable distance apart. Shoulders away from the ears. Now let the feet be a little bit wider apart. We'll do a strength building, physical and mental strength. So it's called embracing the tree. So the knees will be bent at least a little. So they can be this high horse stance, which is great, or the feet can be a little bit wider apart, deeper, deeper, deeper. After practicing for a long time, you may be coming all the way down till the thighs are almost parallel to the floor. Okay, it's pretty intense though, so maybe not that today. And then the shoulders come down and back. And then bring the hands and smooth out the forehead. So relaxing your face into a gentle smile, letting any worries melt away for now. Okay? And then step your feet back towards each other. Let's prepare for this. Let's do a little leg swing. Swinging one leg forward and back. So we'll be doing this one for 3 minutes like we did the last one, only this one is a held pose. So swing the other leg. So you're bending the knees and holding the body in that position pretty still for 3 minutes. That doesn't mean so still that tension is built though. So the key is to unlock your inner strength here so that you can hold the pose without strain, bending the toes back and forward. So you want to keep exploring how can you hold the pose and have there be less strain, not by coming out of the pose, by connecting to the core strength that you have, and by giving the mind something to focus on. So the mind can be focused on the sensations in the body. You could be repeating a mantra or some other meditation technique that you like, or you can bring your attention right to the place where the breath is moving in and out of the nostrils. So there's a spot below the nostrils and above the upper lip, which is a pretty magical, useful focal point for meditation. So if you bring all of your attention, that faculty of mind that you have some choice over, to where you'd like to focus, it can greatly assist the body in being able to stay, even in an intense pose, with a little bit more stability and a little bit more ease. So we'll give it a go. I've got my little timer here again for 3 minutes. Step the feet wide apart. Here it's starting. Turn the feet out, bend the knees, and then the arms are imagining that they're around a tree that's in front of you. They can be high up if you'd like, no higher than the heart. Just make sure there's no strain in the shoulders, and it's fine for them to be a little bit lower. Bend the knees is a little bit more. And there's a natural curve around from the fingertips to the wrist, to the elbow, to the shoulder. And then find the breath. Relax the shoulders, squeeze your core about 10% to help you with stability. And here we go. Around 2.5 minutes left. Focus the mind. Eyes can be open or closed or half open. If you're not feeling too much in the legs, then bend the knees a little more. Let this be a little bit challenging. All your attention on the upper lip. Notice that breath moving in and out of the nostrils. Relaxing where you can in the body and engaging the core for stability. Less than 1 minute left. Relax your forehead, smile a little. All right. Now the 3 minutes is over, so wait for that pulse and let that carry you to straight knees. And then inch the feet in. Reach the hands up. Gather and collect. And as the hands come down, let them cover each other and rest right below the navel. And then step the feet right towards each other. Maybe they're touching, or at least the toes are touching. The heels can be a little apart. Relax the shoulders. And for this meditation, allow your body to sway and notice the naturalness of this movement. Your feet are holding the ground with 10% gripping energy. And your body isn't staying still. Let it move. Notice that your mind is calm and clear. Notice that you can smile a little more easily than when you started class. And relax, let the feet become a little more balanced. And let's close with the centering exercise. Let these hands now just open forward so that their one palm is on the other. And let the lower hand come up to the side. And then, as if you're drawing a line down the middle with your thumb, and then it comes to rest in the other palm, which then sweeps out to the side and up. Your hand is vertical, like you're guiding all your energy back to the center. Moving nice and slow. Let the breath be however it wants to. Eyes are opened or closed. Let the energy return to the center. And continue for a few more as this is interesting. And then at some point, it will be enough. Your body will tell you. And when it's enough, you can relax your hands completely. And then bring your hands to cover your heart, both of them, shining grateful energy within, feeling grateful for the blessings that are here, for this life, for this breath, for this practice, for our family, our friends, our teachers. Being grateful that you have enough food to eat and a warm place to sleep. And then relaxing the hands. And we close by making one hand into a fist and the other the open palm, and they come together. And we say, thank you to each other for joining this practice. I appreciate each one of you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this beautiful energy work with you today.